Defence. Armed drones flown over Afghanistan are being remotely operated from Britain for the first time. The Ministry of Defence has confirmed that the unmanned aircraft have flown missions controlled from an RAF base in Lincolnshire. Campaigners are expected to protest against the practice outside RAF Waddington later today. They claim that drones cause civilian casualties.
RAF personnel used to fly the UK's Reaper aircraft remotely from Crete Air Force Base in Nevada, with missions being flown over Afghanistan by pilots based thousands of miles away in the United States. In October last year, the RAF created No. 13 Squadron, based at RAF Waddington, where its 100 or so personnel include pilots, systems operators and engineers, who are now piloting missions over Afghanistan from Lincolnshire, with all the aircraft based in Afghanistan. They're piloted remotely, but they're launched and landed with human help at Kandahar Air Base. The UK has now doubled the number of its Reapers working in support of UK and coalition forces there to 10. They can carry 500-pound bombs and Hellfire missiles, used for strikes on insurgents if commanded to by the flight crew. A planned protest outside RAF Waddington today has been organised by several groups, including CND, War on Want, the Drone Campaign Network and the Stop the War Coalition. They say the switching of control of flights to the UK marks a critical expansion in the nation's drones programme.
Well, to the military they are UAVs or RPAS. However, to the public they're more commonly known as drones. Now, drones are used in situations where manned flight is considered too risky or difficult. They provide troops with a 24-hour eye in the sky 7 days a week. Each aircraft can stay airborne for up to 17 hours at a time, staying over an area and sending back real-time imagery of activities on the ground. Now, drone strikes have been responsible for killing some of al-Qaeda's top commanders, including the terror group's second-in-command, Abu Ayya al-Libi. Now, the weapons are, however, extremely controversial. Between 2004 and 2013, CIA drone attacks in Pakistan killed up to 3,533 people, up to 884 of them civilians. That's according to research by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism. Well, Chris Nineham is the Vice Chair of the Stop the War Coalition, who are holding an anti-drones protest at new UK Drones Operations Centre in Lincoln later. And he joins me now. Very good morning to you. So what is wrong with using drones?
Well, I think there's something inherently sinister and disturbing about the idea that someone in Lincolnshire can press a button and kill a bunch of people in thousands of miles away in Afghanistan or Pakistan or wherever. But on top of that, I think there's a real problem with the kind of accountability here. What we're doing by adopting this technology is giving our government carte blanche to fight wars behind our backs with no public scrutiny, and that's really a terrible thing to be doing.
Are drones, though, not a further extension of a defence machine, though?
Well, they are a further extension, and the problem is that the defence machine has been used with such disastrous results, with such irresponsibility by British governments in the last decade or more. And this technology allows them to conduct wars really behind our backs, really with no discussion at all. And that's very, very worrying, I think, for many, many people.
Well, let's look at that point. What do you mean without discussion? What sort of discussion would you want? I mean, we don't have minute discussions about when they send perhaps tanks to a certain area or troops to a certain area. We know that there is a war going on in Afghanistan.
Well, we should have a discussion. If the British government wants to invade a country or intervene in a particular dispute, there should be a public debate in Parliament and beyond. Look at the record with America. America has, as your report suggests, probably killed 3,500 people in Pakistan by the use of drones. America is not at war with Pakistan. The Pakistani government has not green-lighted this operation. That's illegal under international law. The problem is the use of drones facilitates that kind of illegal operation. We don't want our government participating in that kind of thing.
OK, what about those who say, particularly governments, who say that they do actually succeed in their targets in what they want to succeed in, such as killing al-Qaeda leaders?
Well, I mean, the 3,500 people who've been killed by the Americans in Pakistan, the vast majority of them were civilians. Their category includes males between 16 and 60 as potential combatants. That's ridiculous. What they're doing is they're attacking and terrorising communities and in the process killing large numbers of people. On top of that, I mean, the idea that this kind of operation is making the world a safer place is simply laughable. The fact of the matter is what we're doing here is increasing the bitterness and hatred and anger that people in the region will feel towards us. That's not good for anyone, and that's why we're saying this technology should be banned and should not be adopted by the British government.
OK, would it be acceptable if there was a form of scrutiny to which you would find acceptable?
No, I don't think it would, to be honest, because the problem is that this technology is being used to pursue wars that the British people are against in the first place with a minimum of discussion. That's, I believe, essentially why they're adopting it. When they invaded Iraq, it was a disaster. When they invaded Afghanistan, all the things that we warned about have come to pass and more. And the problem, I think they're worried. I think the problem that the government faces is they want to continue to fight these wars. They know there's going to be big public opposition when they do it. So they're trying to find a way to fight them without encountering any kind of opposition. So we're against the wars in general, but we're specifically against this technology because it makes it makes it easier for them to fight these wars, kind of, you know, without having to face down public opinion. That's the problem with them.
OK, Chris Nineham, thank you.